Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you and your household.
I'm excited to welcome you to Fragrance, a program where we explore the beauty of Islam.
Fragrance is that program where we bring you the tidbits about Islam.
We have a lot lined up for you today. I'm Fadila Okuno, and I'm sure you're going to join us all through this journey.
And I am Tinuke Oloruntoyin Folami. Do stay with us. It's going to be a bumper package.
Baby.
My wife,
Yes.
I call her sweet. Sweetheart, but it's sweet.
There are so many nice names I can call my spouse. Like I can call her honey, my darling, sweetheart, understand, chicken pie, understand.
My joy, my happiness, something like that. Not just short things.
My angel.
Maybe I'll just walk with baby.
Thank you.
See all these,
Baby is cool.
baby is cool. All this honey pie, sugar bear. Count here.
That was Starters from the Streets.
Always a very beautiful segment for me. I look forward to it every time.
Yes. And the question on the street was, what is the name for your spouse?
Pet name you
Pet
give your
names.
spouse. We had a lot of options there. You know, a lot of people call their partners my love, my baby, my sweetheart, you know. But you could actually have the Arabic version. Ya Habibi means my love. You know, there are a lot of options. You can decide to call your husband or your wife your moon.
Of course, you
You can decide to call her or him your soul,
The
your
common
life,
one, honey.
your treasure, your diamond,
Of course.
your pearl. The options are endless. It's
As
your
much as you
choice.
can.
It's your choice. And the beauty of giving your partner a pet name other than their original name, which everyone around will call them naturally, is that it creates a bond of endearment. It strengthens the bond.
The
It
love
makes you
between-
feel special.
Of course.
Instead of going on and saying Fadila, you say,
Or Baba.
that one
common
gets to
one.
me. God, I have issues with that. For crying out loud, if I do not have a child, would you just keep calling me my name?
You know,
Which one
it's-
is Baba Kiniko? It's so, I don't know, it's old-fashioned.
Well, it depends on individual.
It's something that was done by our parents. It's not something that is normally done in this age and time. If you look around, you see that it's not a common thing anymore.
Well, that's to you. Others will still want to prefer to call their spouse Abu Umeza.
Yeah, if you
or
say,
Abu
if you
this.
use the Abu something, it doesn't sound so awkward. Yes, if you do Abu Meru, Abu Aisha, Abu Fadila, Abu Umar, it still sounds
well,
good.
it-
But when
to
you
me-
go Baba Fatima, Daddy,
Well,
come
to me,
on.
it's still the same thing. Abu and Umu means father and mother. So when we want to use the Yoruba way of saying it, Baba, Isiaq, Baba, Abdul Salam, Baba this, Baba.
Well, I will still say that we should try and prep up our love a bit.
Of
Let's
course.
spice it up.
Yeah, call your spouse.
Islam does not limit you. Islam does not stop you from being romantic. Islam is a very romantic
It keeps-
religion.
it-
So why won't you give your partner a pet name? They will now go out and see other people doing it and be like, I wish.
when others
I
are calling
wish.
honey.
And then you're like, mommy Farida, mommy, come on. Let's try to up the game. Let's try to show that
that we love.
That we love. Exude the love that you claim to show, to feel. Let us see it come out in everything
In everything.
you do. Love is something that you must express. You must water it. If you do not water it, it will
It will
die.
grow.
It will die. So if it means you calling your partner a pet name to make them feel special, please do. It doesn't reduce anything. It doesn't make you unreligious.
Of course.
It's a misconception when you think when you show love, you are beginning to be you are not spiritual.
You know,
Come
the
on.
prophet also called Aisha pet names. And
Beautiful pet names.
Beautiful pet names.
And it doesn't stop him from being a prophet.
So
Yes.
don't be holier than that.
Don't be rigid.
So let's spice.
May Allah make
Life
it
is all
easy.
about spices.
May Allah make it easy for everyone.
Amin kun fayakun.
If you have just joined us, the program is still Fragrance, reaching you from Lagos Television. And on this segment of You and I, today we'll be discussing Keep It Fit. And our guest in the studio today is Hajia Latifa Fadaunsi Adelekon. She's a business entrepreneur and she has a passion for women's welfare. She's a graduate of agriculture and she loves creativity with beans and beans products. Hajia Latifa, you're welcome.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa
We're
barakatuh.
glad to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us on the program. The topic today is Keep It Fit. How do we keep it fit?
Okay. Keeping it fit is essentially for every woman at every stage and every age. Because women are known to be the bedrock of our society, we are a very, very important factor in the growth, in the sustainability of our lifestyle and our family. Every person around us depends on us. You are a wife, you're a mother, you're an employee, you're an employer, you are everything to every person. So you have to be fit both mentally and physically. So keeping it fit is that you are in a sane mind and your body is also sane. And that's why I always encourage myself, because I'm a encourager of action. So I can't just tell you to do something without me doing it myself. For a couple of years, I realized that I was always falling sick, especially after childbirth. You know, I increased in weight and I was really struggling. So at the point where I realized I was always going to the hospital, any little thing, I'm always breaking down. But this year, I was so intentional about keeping fit in the sense that I exercise. So I actually started with doing morning walks, but I wasn't consistent. At the point I stopped. But I realized that at the time where I was so intentional about exercising, there's something exercising do for you. It lets you burn out not just fat, but you just burn out everything excess in your body. And then when you come back from your exercising and you shower it off, you feel so cool, calm, and relieved. So for me, once I do my exercises, I get into the day, I'm super productive. So even as a young girl, you know, starting life, you're struggling, everything seems clouded, you should try to just exercise. Exercise it, burn the fat up in your body, because too much fat causes fatigue. And that's when you just feel, I'm tired.
You're always tired.
You're always tired. You're always tired. And for someone like me, the moment I'm not able to achieve that level of productivity that I want to, I just get so exhausted and like, I can't do anything. But ever since I've been able to know that, oh, maybe if I'm too tired, it's not that I'm tired, it's just that I need to work it out. I need to exercise. I need to just take a walk sometimes. I need to do some little leg exercises in the house. And if I need to go to the gym, I go to the gym.
Can you itemize the exercise that we can do as women based on our busy schedules every day?
For people that they do not really have the time, so I would just advise that maybe in the house, maybe before you go to work, you know, the hustling and bustling of Lagos, there's no time, you have to go quickly. You can just do on the spot jogging, and you can just get a yoga mat or an exercising mat and a small dumbbell, and you just do some leg exercises using your legs, using your arms, like pushing up from your back up. Then you can get this ball, you move sideways. There's this exercise we used to do back in primary school. All those things they actually do work.
My head, my shoulder, my
yes, you go up, down, then you can squat. You can just make sure that you're moving your body, that you're able to break your sweat. So once you're able to break your sweat, you can see yourself sweating, and then you just go for a shower. And then if you can't have a cycling machine in the house, you can. But
or a treadmill.
Or a treadmill. It's always good to do that like 30 minutes, 10 minutes. So I always advise that you start small. So because your body, you're introducing something new to your body, so you don't have to overwork it. And if you're lucky enough to get, to afford a gym subscription, you get inspired by other people there. You can just create time. If you can work around your schedule, or you can come back from work like 4 p.m. You do little things, plan yourself, you have a proper structure in place, and then you go to the gym. Just spend 30 minutes, 45 minutes, maximum 1 hour. You don't need to work out at a stretch. And then you see people, experts there, that would help you say, okay, these are the things you need to do to keep fit. There's so many things online, so many resources that we could also check for ourselves to keep us fit. Then aside home exercising, some of the little activities we do in the house, especially when you bond with your kids, you can just go round the compound, move with them. It also helps them to keep fit as well.
Okay. Probably doing some form of gardening.
Little exercises like gardening or cleaning the compound, just those little
I think
things.
women are always busy.
Yes.
We are
We're always
very busy.
exercising.
We are always
if you ask me.
exercising.
Yes.
Because even when you are in the kitchen, you are moving from the cooker to the sink, from the sink to the slab, from the slab to the freezer. You find out if you count those steps, you realize that you meet up with the number of steps you're supposed to do.
Yes,
per day.
I would totally agree, because sometimes when I check my watch and I see that maybe I go for market runs, or I'm just making sure I'm doing something, the steps would increase. I have an increased number of steps.
And you may be there without sitting down for like 2 hours, 3
Yes.
hours.
At a stretch.
But we have to also look at this in this way. Are you sure that those activities, you're doing it rightly to help you fit? Or some activities might be stressed. They're stress based. But the truth is, if you move your body the way you should move your body, it's going to help with those places. Now, the common places where women have fat in their body, their belly, yes, their sides, their arm, their laps, not even hip. It's the laps.
It's the laps.
It's the laps. So if you're doing activities that are not directly affecting those places.
Oh.
So if you're cooking in the kitchen, you're
not doing
just
sit-ups.
you're not doing sit-ups. You're just
sit-ups.
standing. If you're moving, the only thing I would say is maybe the leg, maybe counting your steps helps, but really it is indirectly bringing stress to your body. So it's very important that we are intentional about this fitness if truly we want to keep fit. So even if you do little things in the kitchen, why not have before eating dinner or early in the morning after prayers, just do some squats, raise your dumbbells, just little dumbbells, hop down. You're helping your arm. Then there's this stretch that you go back. You're helping yourself to endure pain, exercising pain. And the treadmill, you're jogging on a spot or you're running on a spot, you are helping your heart rate, and you do breathing exercises too. So for me, I do a lot of breathing exercises because of my chest. So it's very important that we are particular about what we do, not just yes, we do a lot of work around the house, but you should be sure that it is affecting the right places.
Okay, what's the place of skipping in all of this?
Yes, so skipping is like the entire body. You see, when people say, they have a target of 50 skips per day, 100 skips per day, and after a few months, you see them, they are so fit. It's not even about, I used to say, fitness is not about weight loss. Weight loss is just another thing entirely if you want to. Because for me, weight loss should be a factor of my BMI is too high. I am obese, so I want to reduce my weight. So for me, yes, there are two reasons why I'm so particular about the gym, for fitness and for weight loss. Because the last time I checked my weight, my BMI, it was a bit high. So I was like, no, I need to start working on my weight. And you cannot just be keeping fit and not watching what you're eating. So that's where I had to seek help with my diet as well. So far I've been good because I was bigger than this. But particularly, there's something about fitness your mental capacity.
Yes.
There's a way that it helps you think straight. You gain awesome clarity in everything that you're doing. In fact, sometimes you worry less. The way you just be worried, oh, I've not done this, I've not done that. Really, these days, the things I do not have control over, I worry less about them because I just believe that whatever Allah wants for me is going to happen. So even if you've put so much effort into something, but because your mind, your mental health is in a sane place, you are exercising, it's not going to let you worry so much about these things, and you just leave it that I've done my part, then Allah will do the rest.
Now let's bring keeping fit into the Islamic perspective. Is it in line with Islamic teachings, or what the Prophet has advised us to do?
I thought of this recently, and I'm like, why did the Prophet reduce our salah? The Prophet is so nice. Prophet was so nice that he reduced our salah, because when you observe your salah, it's a form of exercising.
Absolutely.
It's a form of exercising, and Islam is just so beautiful that it encompasses everything, like absolutely everything. And you know, there's a way you're supposed to do your sujood, there's a way you're supposed to ruku, there's a way you're supposed to sit. And you know, some of these things helps us. When you sit properly, it's hard, but at the time, you get used to it. And that's why there's no age limit to exercising. And that's why our children, we should let them. Now, it's not just about knowing how to observe Salah. Knowing how to observe Salah the right way. Because there are little mistakes when you do takbir. You raise your hand.
Don't just
It's
say
a
it
form
with your
of
mouth
exercise.
and not lift your hands.
When you do ruku', your back has to be flat. So it's a form of exercise. It's going to be difficult, but when you teach them from childhood, they get used to it. Now, the very difficult part of every salah is when you sit in between sujood and tashahhud. You know, you're making sure that those fingers, the 10 toes rather, they are facing the qibla. And
It can really be painful.
it's painful.
Yeah.
It
It
is
can really be
painful, but you get used to it. I remember when I was overweight, when I was weighing around 100 kg.
Subhanallah.
But I struggle with my salah. I struggle with sitting down. But now, I can show you, I will sit down very well. I'm very good. In fact, if I stay longer doing different taskar, I don't feel any pain.
I think I read at the time that when you sujood the right way, it has a positive impact
Yes.
on your
Yes.
spinal.
On your
It-
spinal cord.
Not only the spine, it helps with stress reduction.
reduction.
If you have headache and you put your head properly on the floor, the sujood way, even if it's not time for
Time
salat,
for salat,
and you
just-
take that position for like a few minutes, you'll be shocked. It will disappear.
I also think, like I said, Islam is very beautiful because there's this particular thing. Is it sujood shukr?
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, where you are just thankful to Allah. I don't know if people do it. I do it a lot.
Sujood al-hamd, sujood al-shukr.
I just go on sujood and I just thank Allah. And the moment I get home, I just feel this
Kind of relief,
Yes.
calm and
this
tranquility.
calmness, because I'm very. That's a form of tawakkul. Like, oh, Allah, you have everything in hand.
Hajia Latifa, so what would be your final words to our viewers on keeping it fit?
I would say that keeping it fit is a very tough journey, but you should have a drive and a why. So I think you should have a drive that a sane woman is a sane society. So you have to always have it at the back of your mind that no matter who you are, where you're from, you are a contributing factor to a great society.
A sane woman is a sane society.
And it has to do with keeping it fit. This topic is so wide that we can't
very
finish it today. You have to promise us
I need to, probably, you need to tell us, shed more light on your journey. Tell us your personal experience. I want you to bring a lifetime experience into this. So you probably have to do that when you come back for another edition.
Let's put that on the spot.
Bismillah.
Inshallah.
MashaAllah. May Allah make it
Jazakumullahu
easy.
khairan. And that was Hajia Latifa Fadausi Adelekon doing justice to the topic, keep it fit. May Allah make it easy for each and every one of us to be fit and to be able to fulfill our daily obligations to ourselves and to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Salman al-Farsi passes by one of these Nestorian monks. He is attracted to Tawheed. He leaves the nobility of his father. He gives up his life and his wealth and he joins Christianity, but his father wants to kill him. And so he flees Persia, going wherever the Christians can take him. Land in the lands of the Christians, and he went up to the highest priest, and that priest adopted him because he was an exotic Persian convert. The priest who adopted him turned out to be an evil and corrupt man, but it only increased his iman in Allah. And when he exposed the priest, the Christians admired and respected him. And so Allah blessed an outsider to become an esteemed insider because Salman was true and Salman lived up to the ideals. One of his mentors of the Nestorians, who can I go to study with? So the mentor said, there's one person I know, you can go to him. And the story goes on. Every person he was with 2, 3, 4 years, when he's about to die, he sends him to one person. But subhanAllah, when you look at the map, literally from Persia, he goes from city to city, and Allah's qadr, he makes his way to the borders of Arabia. Until the final priest that he studies with, the final priest says, I don't know anybody who is remaining upon our version of Christianity. They're all gone. But you are now at a time when the one whom our teachers told us about, when Jesus predicted, the one that we predicted is going to come, I feel he's going to come. And I will tell you the signs we know. So we know that Isa alayhi salam taught his followers certain signs, and some sects of Christianity preserved those signs. He said, I'm going to teach you 3 things. Number 1, one of the signs of this prophet, he will not accept charity. Number 2, he will accept a gift. And number 3, there is a special seal on his body, a physical seal that's going to be on his body. And he said, the only thing I know, he shall be in a land of date palms. So he asked, where is the closest land of date palms? He was told Tabuk. Salman al-Farsi then decided, at this time he has wealth, he has crops, he sold everything. He found an Arab tribe. He goes, I'm going to pay you money, can you take me to Tabuk? They said, sure, no problem. They took his money. Soon as they left the Roman Empire, khalas, they captured him and they sold him into slavery. And then Allah's qadr, the one he sells him to happens to be a Yahudi from Yathrib. And so he comes back all the way to Yathrib. He has no option, he's nowhere to go. So he becomes working. The report goes, when I saw Yathrib, when I saw the date palms, it came in my heart that Allah has sent me to this place. Look again, he gave up everything. He becomes a slave. His iman is still strong. Even as a slave, he didn't lose his iman in Allah. He was hopeful, I'm going to meet the Prophet. As you know, eventually the Prophet ﷺ came to Yathrib and he